Hi, Xander. Are we live? Can you hear
I
me?
believe we're live. They can hear you.
Hooray! So I made a battle report in writing of my game that I played with myself yesterday of Champions.
With yourself on Champions.
It is in this notebook. Well, so the first game I played, I had a bunch of rules questions, and by the time I was done with the game and doing other stuff, do you think I could remember what any of those questions were? Of course not.
Nope.
So this time I took notes.
Didn't give us a chance to answer. I was going to say yes. Of course you did. You have a great memory.
Guys, we should be back live and everything should be going with everything. Let us know if it's not. If you're having problems hearing us, etc., etc., please let us know. At least Xander can hear us.
He's the only one who really cares.
He's the only one that really cares. Xander's the only one that really cares. Oh, you know what? We forgot to do something on...
What?
Oh my god.
Did you not make a poll?
No, it's not the poll. I was going to do it during the pre-ramble.
The singing?
The singing.
I was
But...
going to ask about that, but I didn't want to interrupt you while you were yammering on about business stuff.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of business. We got the
a lot of
business out of the way.
Oh, does that mean I have to do it now?
Yes. Oh, no. No, in like 15 minutes so that everybody has a chance to come back.
Everybody should be here. Nobody should have left anywhere. All I had to do is get it back in.
Why don't you do it right after
I don't know.
we
They all
do
decided to go
Dicehead
pee
Gallery.
and come back.
Do it after the Dicehead Gallery? I have to open up song
Yeah.
requests. Because, oh, God. Yeah, that'll be what I have to do. I'll have to open it up because I have to do the song request. Guys, make sure everybody sounds okay. We're doing everything fine. Blah, 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 blah. Because we are now... Kathy, what's our episode number?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like it's been a month since I did this. It could be 75.
It's not 75. John, what's our number?
I'm pretty sure it's 46, but I'll triple check right here.
It is 46.
I'm sure we're going into syndication any minute.
It is. It's actually no, it is 46, but for some reason, 45 isn't on YouTube. There it is.
Yeah, it
That
is.
is strange.
YouTube videos have been acting really weird about where they set them up and everything. So
I'm certain it was not that. But luckily, you put good descriptions on all of our videos on YouTube in case you guys want to find them and find out what we're talking about.
yeah.
They got good descriptions.
Yeah.
So
Say.
we are on episode 46. This is our 1 year anniversary. Which how can I say this? Holy crap!
A year.
1 year of bullshitting every Sunday.
I was going to say shenanigans.
Shenanigans?
Talking
And
about the
tomfoolery.
games that we like and
Yeah.
the games that we don't like, but not as frequently. We don't really bitch much, which I love. I love
Yeah.
that about you guys, is we don't just get on a bitch fest.
Yeah, and I try to actually keep an open mind about games. Actually, even this week, I was watching a game Age of Sigmar and had to upgrade my opinion a little bit. Some people we talked about had some good points on stuff.
Yeah.
I just keep hearing so many good things about it, and there's guys on the so I joined the Discord channel for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Champions because I'm a dork. And there's guys on there who are like, but you can play your ogres in Age of Sigmar. You should totally play. Like, right?
Oh, no, Congo, don't get confused. I didn't buy a starter. I am receiving a starter. There was no exchange of funds for said starter. I have stamps.
You're sending it to me, right?
No.
That's the reason
Look,
why. My mouse.
the two guys in my crew don't even actually have a rule book between them.
The rules are free to download.
Yeah, but not everything's on this. It's the basic rules, not a lot of the extra stuff.
Oh, maybe so. I don't know. I've never really looked. I never wanted to look, but somebody in this Discord channel sent me a link to the rules for the ogres because they're on their website. They're like, if you have ogres,
Yeah.
languishing from fantasy. Here's the rules so that you can play them in Age of Sigmar. And I was like, well, that's cool.
I do love the combination of having the core rules for free online and then having for any game, not just Age of Sigmar, a lot of games like this,
Yeah,
but then having the print version be so much more stuff in it. It's really
with
cool.
with full of background story and everything.
And yeah,
I agree.
Guys, as someone that's been new to all of this and starting all this from scratch, it amazes me, and I'm humbled by everybody that's stuck with us for a year. Everybody that's still done their Patreon, everybody that still does everything. I want to say thanks. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and to do it for a year is super, super cool.
yeah, no doubt.
Well, it's kind of on you that you've done all this research for all the technical stuff.
Holy crap.
Because I
I'm
wouldn't
still
even
learning.
have known where to start.
Yeah, I'm still learning about getting stuff. Like me accidentally purging John by trying to fix sound alerts. Because this program, it brings it up. But usually when you do a pop-up, what's weird is when you do a pop-up, it usually pops it up either above or below, what you're doing. And so I reach up to go click something, and, well, yeah, it does the wrong thing.
It happens.
Yeah. So, but there's also things like setting up all this Twitch stuff. I had no clue how much Twitch stuff, this stuff.
Oh yeah, so much Twitch stuff. It's crazy, and you've done a good job with all this.
Hopefully, we'll have more because we're going to do we're going to try to do giveaways. Like I said, if you were listening to pre-ramble, you heard some things, extra stuff we're going to do, which is going to come around and be super, super awesome. Just wait for it. So let's get to our drinking. Kathy, what are you drinking today?
I've replenished my Kraken, so I'm drinking Kraken and Coke.
Kraken and Coke.
And,
All right.
Coffee, of course.
Coffee, of course. John, what are you drinking today?
I have a moderate sized screwdriver.
Moderate? What's moderate size?
Well, this is my head. This is my cup next to my head. You do the math.
I am celebrating with some Maker's Mark, like usual. So, other than that, I want to say thanks to my team for sticking through all this crap. And I want to thank all of our listeners that continue to listen and continue to enjoy. This is really cool for be a year of a podcast for me. So, this is for y'all. Thank you.
Hey!
Cheers.
Cheers!
Oh, that's a little aggressive.
Your screwdriver is aggressive?
Yes, a little aggressive.
So we've got a lot of stuff going on today. There might not be any painting today because we've got
a lot to talk about.
We've got a lot to talk about. Not just because of the Dicehead Gallery. We also have a lot of stuff to talk about, as in Gen Con. Like, I didn't get to go. I was a Gen Can't. Kathy, how was your Gen Con?
My Gen Con was freaking awesome. I played games. I visited friends I never get to see. I drank things. I ate things. I played games.
What games did you
More
play?
games. Well, I didn't. So I started out, of course, finding the dust booth. What I do when I get to the exhibitors hall is I don't screw around with the things in the front, because those are the things that are there every year, and I've seen them and I've heard about them. I don't care. The giant Fantasy Flight Games booth, the giant Settlers of Catan area, the giant Timon area, all that stuff that's in the front.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'll come back to that later. There aren't any exclusive things that I'm looking for. So I just hike all the way to the back wall, where the entrepreneurs alley is. Because that's where all the real news stuff is from the independent people.
Sweet.
So
Heard it was quite a spread this year, and my friends who were there made poor financial decisions for their life, but they enjoyed it.
oh, so did I. Excellent.
That seems to be the order of the day.
That's really all you can do at a game convention is make poor life choices.
And that I want to say thanks
Ooh.
to my team.
First one was now all the way at the back was the Dust USA booth.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to finally play my demo of Dust. My friend Raymond was working the booth, Raymond Rappaport, who's I think everybody's friend. If you don't know Raymond, I don't understand why you wouldn't. But
would you say that everyone loves Raymond?
Everyone loves Raymond.
Just checking.
I wouldn't actually say that. No.
I would.
I would do my best not to, but I love Raymond, and he did my demo. So that was really cool. And while he was explaining the rules to me, Dave Taylor came up, and we started talking. And
everybody loves Dave Taylor.
Because everybody loves Dave Taylor too, apparently. And I love Dave Taylor. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of yours. Yeah. So we're talking, and then he mentions how he's been wanting to do a demo of Dust too. So Raymond leaps up and he goes, "You sit here. You'll play each other." So Dave and I played this demo together. He was the I don't know, good guys, the humans, the soldiers. And of course Raymond immediately said, "Kathy, you're going to play cultists, and you're going to proxy Tiny Kathy for Lilith." I'm like, okay. I said, "Who's Lilith?" I picked up the card. So apparently there's the entire backstory of this game, which I didn't know, is the Germans go to Antarctica, much like so many other stories, and find basically it's the Mountains of Madness all over again, but with Germans. And it's all very Lovecraftian, and there's alien technology, and this is what belongs to war, and also why it's weird. As in Weird War 2.
Yep.
So I'm playing Lilith, and when she gets wounded, she can decide to change into this big monster with a giant gaping maw full of teeth, and so Raymond knows me, so he knows this is right up my alley. And so my big giant tooth-filled thing just went at his guys and ate them all. But not before he totally flamed my Migos.
Oh.
I thought my Migos could get him into hand-to-hand, but he shot them all down before they could. So, the rules seemed fairly simple. It's pretty simplistic. You have a grid map. Excuse me. Somewhere I have cough drops over here, and I'm gonna have to do this. I do feel better, honestly, but when I got back from Gen Con, I had the crud. So.
Did you make out with a random hooker?
Wow.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Well, you generally don't call them hookers unless they're dead. Otherwise, they're prostitutes. I'm just saying.
Who told you she died?
I'm just... So, tell us more about Dust, Kathy.
So when you're determining your movement, how far you're moving and how far you're shooting, it's just these grids. You're like, okay, I'm moving 1, 2, 3. That's my move.
Yeah.
Yep, a regular move, and then you have like a running move. Like so many other games, but you're not measuring. It's just, squares. You're just moving squares. So it's almost more like a board game in that respect.
What did you think about the minis?
I really liked the minis. The minis were well done. And it was their pre-painted, I guess it's all pre-painted. I was under the impression that they sold a primed version that wasn't painted at all,
They do.
but it's all pre-painted, and then they have a higher quality paint job, I guess. I don't know, but the ones that were on the table looked really good. You could throw down immediately, just like X-Wing, you don't have to paint them, but you could modify them if you wanted to,
Well,
just to kind of make them your own.
they sell them 3 different ways. They sell them just like you would buy any or normal ordinary miniature. Then
Okay,
they
so they
sell
do.
them
Okay.
pre-primed, and then they sell them pre-painted.
Maybe they just didn't have any of the primed ones there. Because I asked them about that, and they said no, no, just the painted and then the higher end one. So I
Gotcha.
don't know. But yeah, I was like, geez, all you do is throw a little bit of extra weathering on this, maybe add some glowy parts to a few things, and you could make it unique to your own army.
Did you get a chance, or did you look at the one that was the samurai, the really big mech with the big gun?
The Japanese one.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Oh, that was the one
I
I
just
saw that.
I just looked at the ones that were on the demo table.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't see what their brand new stuff was. I didn't know about it. And then so when Dave and I were done with our game, we just stood to the side and talked, and then we ran into a couple of other mutual friends of ours. Everybody knows Dave.
Everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
Well,
much,
I
yeah.
am going to try to get some Dusk people on because I know we have quite a few people that have been asking about Dusk. So we're going to try to get some Dusk people on air to talk about the game. Because I played it once, not last Adepticon. The year before that, I played it. And I liked the minis. The game was pretty simple. It was pretty standard, roll this
Yeah,
many dice, hit with this many
that's
dice, roll this many wounds, hit with this many wounds.
yeah, that's pretty much what my thought was on the mechanic of the game itself. But
Yeah.
I like the backstory of it and I like the models. I would play it again. The one I really enjoyed though was Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Uh Liked it way better. The mechanics were more complex, but not difficult to understand. It wasn't difficult for me to catch on. I think I initially surprised the guy who was doing the demo with my strategic decisions. The
Moondoggy, thank
fact
you for
that
the description. We really appreciate that.
oh yeah, thank you. The fact that I even had strategic ideas about what to do in this game, I don't know, but I
What was
like
the one thing that impressed you overall the entire Gen Con? What was the one thing that you was like, this was the best part of Gen Con? And I'm talking about being with friends because we all know that. What one product?
uh well, it was the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Champions trading card game that
Ah,
that I bought into it, and I'm in Facebook groups and I'm on the Discord channel and I'm playing games with myself. So
well, as soon as the app goes live, I will definitely be playing with you. I'll play it out and try some stuff
yeah,
because that's the one
I
thing I'm
was
looking forward to.
my friends and I were, Kat and I and our friend Charity were like, we might have to like Skype to play each other because we had no idea there was a digital version. I
Hmm.
didn't find out until I got home. And so I'm like, hey Kat, hey Charity, looks like there's going to be a digital version, so you don't even have to Skype to play. We can just, play the digital game. So they both got the app, and Charity's housemate got the app, and we're we're all gonna be playing.
So when it goes live, the digital app goes live. Kathy and I will play some games, and we'll give you all a better review of the game.
Oh yeah, I have in in here. I have my battle report of chaos versus destruction
Mm-hmm.
of the the list that I made with what cards I have, not what cards I still need or want. Although I did discover that Archeon is a rare card,
Of course.
and
No
I
shock.
have I have three.
Dang.
That's
So,
not bad at all.
all right, guys.
Yeah,
I think
feel like I can
we
trade
have
more.
quite a few um,
Oh,
pictures to go through for our
so
Dicehead Gallery.
can I just read through my list of other things here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, so I saw the Dwarven Forge terrain.
Mm-hmm.
They have their Caverns Deep Kickstarter is live right now for a few more days. So they have the the castles and the dungeon terrain and everything, but they have this Caverns Deep, which is more new cavern tiles, which look really cool. So Dwarven Forge Kickstarter. I never did get around to playing a demo of Gretchen's. Uh, they were always super busy every time I came by the booth, so good for them. Um, Codenames has a version now that has pictures instead of words, which could make it very interesting. So, I think I want to see if I can't get the picture version of that. And then, I wanted to shout out to my friends at Off World Designs because I got to see. I actually left them donuts on Saturday morning because I know how hard they're working this convention because they make all the merchandise, all the embroidered bags, all the embroidered shirts, all the screen printing, all that stuff they do right here in Illinois. And I know how hard they work because I was one of them once. So I brought them donuts. And I just wanted to give them a shout out. Good job.
All right.
And Cult Games was there. They're coming out with a new game. They got the license to do a board game for Shovel Knight,
Yep.
the video game, which is exciting. And we can hopefully we'll have them on to talk about that when they get things more solidified with that game. I picked up a game called Mask of the Red Death. I haven't had a chance to look at the rules, but it's based on Edgar Allan Poe's story, Mask of the Red Death. So it should be interesting. And that's it. So now you can talk about your other stuff.
All right, we got quite a bit of stuff for the Dicehead Gallery, so we're gonna go ahead and start that. Kathy and John, nobody said anything they didn't want critique, so we can give critique. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started with this because we have quite a few to go through. And that's not where it should start at. Don't know why it started right there.
Are we watching this as it comes by on? Okay, so there might be a little lag here.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Oh, I loved the
Hold on.
Necromundum.
Hold on. We're gonna start at the very beginning because I have no clue.
It's a very good place to start.
That's where most stories should start.
Yeah. So let me see if I can get this to start over. I don't know why.
Was that a Canadian coin that I just saw float by in the corner?
It's a possibility.
Yeah. Let's start over from. Okay. This was the first one, and this was by Brian, from that he did a bust on.
We're just doing a super fast slideshow through all of them. Okay.
No, we're not doing a fight. I'm
see.
starting it over from
So
the very
bust,
beginning.
the pirate bust.
Yeah,
The Pirate Bust by Brain.
Okay.
Brian.
Yeah, I accidentally typed it as
I
brain.
can't believe you said brain.
I actually wrote it down as brain.
Ah, well, I'm sure brain is used to it by now.
Yep.
Nice job on the freehand. I was actually wondering if this was a class, one of the scale 75
What the heck is going on with this?
classes that they were doing, because I know they had some pirate bust with that included freehand and other stuff. Pictures went away.
I don't know why it went away. That's weird.
Technical difficulty,
Of
but
course.
yes.
Yeah, there's a little bit going around.
Deathbringer next, you're not kidding. It is busty. That's what the bustier does.
Let me go out and go back in.
That's sort of the job.
See, that's what I thought, and I know they did a class. They did a class, I don't know, around the country maybe. They did some classes where people were painting that bust, you know. So they're basically spending an entire weekend working on that bust, which seemed like it would be a really fun class.
There it goes. All right, it's back up.
He did it mostly one-handed too, because he broke his hand. That's really impressive.
Ow!
I love the freehand on the. Was that the bustier or the corset,
Yeah.
whatever it is?
Yep.
Freehand on that looks really cool. I wish I could get a closer look at it to see if there's texture on the leather. I can't.
The leather looks really good. I've got
If it was right in front of me.
Nice.
But yeah, the leather looks good. Is that non-metallic metal? Or is that metallic paint? Can't tell from here.
I can't tell. How would I know?
You're right, me, Judd. I have no clue.
Metal. Good job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's really fun to paint a bust after painting all these little 28 to 35 millimeter figures. It's such a gigantic canvas.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, when you're used to trying to pack all that detail into this tiny little cramped model.
Mhm.
Oh, true metallic metal. Okay, thanks. I don't know. A corset actually lifts and, smushes it all together.
Smooshes.
Saying that's what Sanders said, it lifts and separates. But I'm here to tell you from experience, it's not separate.
There's your experience. Yeah, this is a good piece. This is
Yeah, I like
very
it.
impressive.
And of course, it's not going to let us cycle to the next one.
Of course not. So we'll just have to keep looking into her eyes.
Close. Oh, you're being one of those.
I like the parrot. I like the gun.
Of course, the slideshow is not going to work for us today, guys.
I can't believe you broke your hand, Crimson, before painting on this.
I'll do a refresh.
Yes, Xander, you are thinking of a bra slogan.
All right. Since y'all can't see, let me see if I can try to get this slideshow working.
Oh. I mean, I can see the next picture, but I downloaded them so I could see them all. I gotta. It's not my first rodeo, so to speak. Huh.
Oh, there it goes. All right, I got it. The next one he sent me, I kind of got this one out of order a bit, but he did this, that this was the picture that it was based off of. Excuse me.
Oh,
Amy Johnson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Johnson bust. This was this is what the inspiration was, but this is what it came out to be and what it looked like.
Look at her eyes in the picture. I mean, in the photograph.
Yeah.
But all the fun you could have trying to paint that kind of reflection in the irises.
Nope.
And on a bust, there's room to actually paint those kind of crazy light effects. It's almost like painting a gemstone, painting the irises of an eye if the bust is big enough.
I am much for saying it's a really good job. I really like.
I like the leather.
The leather looks really good.
Leather it's got a great texture.
It's also good to show you that you don't have to put a lot of crazy colors in something to make it still, if you will, pop.
Correct.
It still stands out and draws the eye even without a lot of crazy colors.
Yeah. I've never painted a bust, so I have no clue how that works or what's going on with it. But definitely, I like the leather look. It looks like leather. It's not just brown.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of different textures and a lot of different shading into it.
That's a way that you can really make something pop and be, one color, is to add that bit of texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it goes from smooth to textured.
And honestly,
there's a contrast.
Like right around the collar and a couple other points, it actually looks like worn and stuff too. It's really good.
Yeah. Next one is his butcher.
I like butchers.
Not that butcher.
Not that kind of butcher.
Those butchers are kind of passé compared to this butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Aww. They're all the same. The blood.
Yeah, there is a lot of blood on this one. I've noticed that there's a decent amount of blood on this.
Super gore. So what's the miniature? What's the context of the model?
The butcher from Kador. He's psycho, and he just kills a lot of things. So he's a butcher.
So he really is kind of like an ogre from Fantasy. Only smaller.
Yes, but meaner.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He's pretty mean.
I mean, my ogres were pretty mean. I'm just saying.
Right.
This one...
Sandra, yes, I have read American Gods.
Let me go to the email, because he did email me and talked about these things on there. This one was... Come on, email, load up.
Oh, yeah, I like this one. It looks like an Infinity model. Is it Infinity?
Don't think so.
No, this one...
But definitely sci-fi. Maybe looks maybe Starfindery.
Dana Murphy from Reaper. It's a 75mm scale.
Oh, okay. So like
it's
a cav.
75mm?
Yes. They had that futuristic cav series. Reaper did.
But you said it was 75mm?
Yep.
Holy moly! I would have bet money that it was a normal Sol scale pick.
Right?
Just really zoomed in. Shit. That's really good. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice yellows.
Yeah, and yellows is such a pain in the ass to paint.
Oh my god, yeah. Is it any easier on bigger scale models? I mean, I have to hope it would be, but I doubt it.
It depends on the surface. Because on bigger scale models, now you've got much larger, smooth areas to cover at more smoothly. If that makes sense, it's like painting tanks. Like the side of a tank, if you want it to be shaded from dark to light, there's this whole big flat panel that you have to somehow shade. And when I was doing that, I didn't have an airbrush. So I had to figure out how to do that with paintbrushes. And have it look like a smooth fade. And so when you've got something larger scale, it actually is more difficult to do that kind of shading.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Jim just brought me tea.
Next one is his Dreamer from Grimkin. He said he did this on commission work. I actually, Crimson, can you send me a thing in Facebook where you got those flowers? Because I've been trying to find those.
I can send you a thing too. Well, Crimson can send you a thing, but I also have a place you can get stuff like that.
Yeah, because I've been trying to find some of those for some stuff I want to do, and I can't find anybody that I really like, but I like these because I like that yellow and purple. But this one, he said he did it on commission for someone.
I like this. I like the shading on the moons. This is one that I actually wanted to paint for a future giveaway someday. This model with all the moons and I love the way the hair turned out. I really.
Yeah, I was good in mind. I really like the hair.
Turned out well.
Looks kind of realistically redhead.
Yeah.
But I definitely like the shading and contrast on the moons, and also the color shift from purple to blue on the dress.
Yeah. That's a model. If I had commissioned and gotten that back, I'd have been super happy.
Yeah. Here's the backside.
Backside.
And then here's all three of the pieces.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they're all very good.
Yeah. Kind of looks like he has the Canadian symbol on his belly.
Yeah, there's Canadian Maple Leaf on the belly.
Yeah.
These guys are so adorable. It just slays me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do like that each one of them has a different theme, too. Like the pumpkin is like a fall type, and of course the Kador mouse is winter type, and I guess the elephant is
Spring and chibi
springish
summer.
Right.
or chibi summer.
Yeah, because flowers are fully in bloom. Seems about right.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious. Why does why the Canadian flag was the Canadian maple leaf was put on the belly? I'm kind of
Why
curious.
would you not?
I mean,
I was just
Are you
curious.
a Canada hater?
No, but I do really like. I really like his pumpkin. That orange is really
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good. It gives me some ideas for some of the bases I have. I use pumpkin bases for some of
I-
my guys, and
Yeah.
just give
I
me
like
some thoughts.
the striations of the yellow and the orange there. It looks like, and it looks kind of like you've kind of faded that the shadow parts are a little more greenish, and I don't know if that was your plan, but that's what it looks like to me in
Yeah.
the picture.
No, I really like the pumpkin.
Yeah, apparently he's a Canadian WTC team player, so he wanted patriotic. So hats
Okay.
off.
No problem. And this is his Necromunda gang. What are they called? What are these ladies?
House Escher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I really liked those.
Some of his gangers, which I really like because they're kind of punkish, so they have different punk colors and mohawks and stuff like that.
They're
So
super vibrant, and I feel
Yeah.
like, just like for old school Blood Bowl, you almost just have to paint them vibrant, and that's what I did with my the gang that I painted. And I'm totally drawing a blank now. What are they, John?
Goliath.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
This
Is
is
it-
why I need to write down. I need to take notes on things.
Or just make sure you've got someone who's been involved with Games Workshop stuff for 30 years.
So
Wow.
yeah, I
Here's
really.
the-
Oh, look at there's freehand on that, and I didn't notice it before.
well, you
It's
have the
very 1980s looking.
tartan.
Yeah, they're
Cool.
very
So
they're very
cool.
80s punk. It's
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
love the hair on this one. And oh my god, there's plaid. You're like my favorite person. It's almost like the plaid on Tiny Kathy's pants. I feel like they need a picture together.
Next one. Some more gangers.
Mhm.
Definitely catches the theme of it. Definitely has the theme of the gang.
Oh yeah.
And this is his Gundam model. He won a local contest with this. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know how big screens are, but there's a ton of battle damage done really,
Oh,
really
yes.
well.
Oh yeah.
I really like the battle damage. It's all like cracks in the paint and chipping and all that stuff, and even on the shield with the freehand and everything.
Yeah, it's a
It's
Zaku
pretty
from
freaking
Gundam.
amazing, and the base looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I have a soft spot in my heart for classic Gundams, anyways.
Yeah. I
More on
think
that
it was
later.
really cool.
I love to see them like painted all cool.
Yeah, this one's got good battle damage on it, good freehand. Everything looks really good.
Yeah, and then the freehand on the shield's awesome.
Looks like a
Kinda
little
makes-
bit of object source lighting in the eye
Mhm.
area.
I'm curious what inspired the freehand. If it was
Yeah.
a particular Gundam episode or movie.
And this is Nancy Steel Punch. He gave us a work in progress picture. And then after that, because he said
Oh,
he tried
this one, yeah.
his near metallic metal.
That is some fun freehand. I love the lenses in her goggles. Though.
Yes.
That's like, the lenses are amazing.
Yeah. So he, like I said, he said it's a work in progress. And
Sure,
then
yeah, I can
Then he
see
said
that,
that's the
yeah.
bust, which is really cool. I wanted to see. It looks like all the pants, the checkered board pants or diamond, were all freehand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
that's
is really
pretty
cool.
Put a couple more stripes in there and they'd be Argyle. Because I like to make things difficult.
Of course. And then this is his Man of War tankers. which I really like. He's got a really cool color palette for his Khador army. It's very different.
They look a ton better in his palette than in the standard.
Yes. Okay, he's got a ton of battle damage on this, and he's also
The
everything he's
sprites
got.
look nice.
Yeah, like his ruins actually say certain things in actual.
Oh, cool.
So he's definitely got some actual things going on.
Quick, Congo, translate. I'm sure you can translate Kadoran.
Yeah, do it now. But definitely,
You guys can't abbreviate League of Legends to LOL. It looks like you're just laughing.
Which made me LOL. That's ironic.
and this is from Deathbringer Nex. Sent us some stuff, some Citadel, and this is his Necron that he did with a really cool
the
little
Necron,
pattern.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mhm.
I love that it's red and not just like straight up metallic.
Yes.
Yeah, the metallic is so easy to paint, but it's I don't want to say it's been done, but it's kind of been done.
Mm-hmm.
Using other colors on the armor just looks so much more distinctive.
Yep. It adds something to it.
And then the yellow with the black looks like proto-hazard striping.
Yep.
That's very cool.
And all the red on the weapon just looks, I
Yeah,
don't know, it just looks more real, I guess.
Yeah.
that's very
color,
sweet.
Cool color scheme. And this was his Sylvaneth, one of his dryads.
Oh, yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, it's kind of your standard paint, type look of a wood, but it definitely looks really cool. I'm gonna say this is a pet peeve of mine. I have to paint all my rocks. Like any terrain that I make, I have to paint those rocks, and so it's like a big pet peeve of mine to paint. Yeah, on the base.
Base with just
Yeah.
gravel and static grass by
Yes.
itself. When I first started painting, like in '01, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Was I would just take the gravel and I would take the medium ballast and I would glue it and then I would stick on the static grass and blended turf. And I loved it and I thought, and that's the greatest thing, and it looks cool on the table and everything. But only later did I realize it looks more uniform
Mm-hmm.
if I prime the base and the model and I just take a dry brush some colors on the base before I put my static grass and stuff on there.
Yeah, my buddy the Jason goes on rants about how he spent all this time finding the perfect rock to put it on the base so he could prime it and then paint it to look like the perfect rock.
Yes.
It's the texture you're looking for.
Yeah, I know.
Not the color.
Well, it's also the style of the colors. You want it to look, like you said, uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like you want it to look like it matches the model.
Though I have seen sand bases, or to use like just actual like sand looking, that looks fine across the entire army because like, oh look, they're in a desert, it looks good.
Sure.
But
yeah.
You have to sort of
like I said, if it's an army and it's out on the table, something like that is going to look great.
Yeah. And then his Marine.
It's a Primaris Intercessor, it looks like.
No.
Ooh, talking dirty.
Just saying. It's almost like I play that game a little bit.
Little. Maybe.
Which I like. Ooh. I like the color scheme. It's really good.
Yeah,
Wonder if he's going for
red on the gun.
Going for like a salamander type theme. I'm not sure, or whatever type of theme it is.
Salamander, Mentor, almost Dark Angel. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
really
good.
I don't know if I said Dark Angel, but whatever.
Dark Angel. He says in the chat room. I was just noticing the shoulder pad there.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
I didn't see it. Oh, is it lagging and it hasn't come around to me yet?
No. There. You can see the. You can see little bits of wing on his shoulder pad, on his left shoulder pad.
Oh, okay.
I like that he's not going as dark as they normally do. He's brightened it up a bit. That's really cool.
Well, I mean, if you're me, you're going Dark Angel's green, but all your robes are black. So I'm totally with doing other colors that aren't just textbook,
Yeah. But it's nice and clean. Like the green is really, really clearly clean.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and smooth.
And I love that red. The red on the gun.
Yeah, the red gun definitely brings it out. It helps.
Yeah, makes it pop.
Yeah, there's a whole science behind Space Marines and their guns and all. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh. Someone rocks.
Yep.
Let me take a look. That is... Oh,
John Snodgrass
Ooh, ah.
with
it's
his
Captain
troll.
Aelrion.
Yep. Definitely.
Arion, you weirdo.
Being an ass. It's a callback. I'm sure he appreciates it.
His troll bloods.
Aileron. Yeah.
So this is the Rock.
I like his white mane. His white hair actually turned out really well. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
hard.
It's got some good
But
shadows
I love
in it.
Troll Blood. Yeah,
This just in. He knows how to paint.
Yeah.
dude, right?
His teeth are really good too. Very good distinction between them. This is a great model.
Oh yeah.
I would call this an inspirational model, honestly, or aspirational. That's what you want to aspire to have your models look.
You're aspirational.
It gives,
Okay,
it gives
my
various
aspiration.
different sides of the model. Very clean.
Yes. And I love it with just the little bits of color here and there just to make it stand out a bit. Like the foam, it looks like the foam
Yeah.
sort of like a orangish, pinkish color
Yep.
there on the back.
And the other color of fur that's not his hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also good. Yeah.
There's a full
Yeah,
shot.
because he's wearing that. That's very
Yes.
cool.
It's the fur off of an animal as opposed to his own magnificent fur.
Indeed.
Stony axe too. Well, you know, Trollkin are my favorites. I love them.
Trollkin are very cool.
And then the ice spear.
Yeah, it's like a nice javelin almost, sort of how he's holding it. He's about to throw that shit.
Oh, that harkens me back to my Yetis for my Ogre Kingdoms.
Full circle, right back around to Ogre Kingdoms. You gotta play Age of Sigmar.
I always have to. Right? I sculpted the heads because the heads of those Yeti models were so hideous. I used regular ogre heads and then like sculpted hair around all of them. I could throw those up here.
I like the way he did the leather on the back of this the model. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got really good
like
distinctions,
dark, but not too dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really good. I really like the way they look.
Really good color.
He gets a lot out of a limited paint palette too. He doesn't add a lot of extra colors just for no reason when they're in there for something different. But he just like I said, gets a lot of work out of the colors he does use.
Yeah, and this is a shaman, which I really like. This model has a crap ton of detail.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a crap ton of detail. I mean, when we go to the backside,
another angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
backside's
backside's
yeah. I love
stupid.
the ice hanging off of the staff.
And then the ruins.
Backside really shows you like how he just like I said gets the most out of the.
I really like how he did all the ruins. It looks like it's tooled in there instead of like a separate color, like most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's been pressed out of the leather.
Yeah.
It's super sweet.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a good model. Has a lot of detail, and he really makes it stand out.
Like the Trollkin models are some of the best of the line.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed painting the ones that I painted.
Plus his bases, the little bits he does with the bases.
I was just gonna say, it has a really nice base. It looks like he used cork, maybe a little bit of a couple layers of cork with some gravel and stuff.
And then the lines are very clean for arcs, and then he's got just little bits on this guy to make him look special. You know, in the front arc there, it's pretty cool. And then Congo.
Is this Infinity?
Nope, this is Relic Knights.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't even know what this one was. You can tell it's stupid skinny, though, and really tiny.
It is super skinny.
It is super skinny. They went very anime style, and
that's fun, though. I like the red.
Yeah,
Was the red just like an ink over it? It looks like a... kind of like an ink glazed over.
I really like that he took and made it look like the character that she's sort of inspired by from Captain Harlock.
Oh, is that what she's
like? Chaplain Aileron, yes, Cork, Rocks, and Sand is the boss for bases. I would add a little bit of Sculpey to it, but that's just the way I do it. But
That's
you
on my
know,
list of stuff to get Sculpey.
that's my sandwich. It's like a flat piece of Sculpey, a piece of cork, and then the bottom of the base, and then you just throw some sand and gravel over all that.
Oh, metaphorically, I was wondering how you ate that.
It's delicious.
Oh,
Our
delicious.
next one is from
They
a
look like cookies.
scrub. I mean, she's just a scrub beyond belief. I
Shit.
don't know why she put anything on here. She, doesn't do anything but paint all the time. This is Lynn from Metalhead Minis. She sent in her Guild Ball Mortician gang,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're
which
very good.
y'all know Lynn's a really good friend of ours.
Yeah, the basings all matches is good. There's lots of good carryover in the color. That's super sweet.
Yeah, the greens are really cool because they got
Oh
like
yeah,
that ichor look to them.
That sort of glowy green,
Yeah,
almost like yeah, almost glowy.
it's like minty. It's like mint green.
yeah, really cool.
Minty.
And I like the saw blade is done really well, really good.
Another really good choice of colors, even on the sort of guy second from our right, looking at it, where he's got all that underclothes and it doesn't detract at all. It's just
Correct.
it fits in there well. It doesn't take away from the rest of the model. It's cool.
No, got that little pop to make it stand out.
You wanna do something cool against something warm. If you got that warm reddish brown, now you've got this cool thing that's going to stand out. It's going to be a temperature contrast. It's just another way of contrasting and making things really show up.
This one is from one. This is Nina C. Nina had sent us from. I think she's from. She found us from Metalhead Minis group and sent us some things. She told me 2 of the models are from Hero Forge, the 3D printed ones.
Yeah.
And stuff,
Yeah,
and she's
yeah.
starting to learn how to paint and stuff. And this picture right here, what I really liked about this whole thing is she
Does
put
it
a
make you
Doritos.
hungry?
Is
Does it make
Doritos
you
for
hungry?
scale?
I feel hungry when I see this one, but you know what's even more funny is when I saw the blade of the hobby knife next to it, I thought it was like some airbrushed non-metallic metal of some model's blade
Oh,
at first, and not like an actual hobby knife.
and she did do the freehand on the shield.
That's
I
legit
love
as
it.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's really good.
like that, and
Yeah.
that's tiny model. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they're
kudos.
real small.
Tiny.
Hero Forge are really small.
Well, they can be. Yeah, they have all sorts of scales. They're really cool.
Yeah,
that is a free hand on the shield. Well, okay, so
it's
I'm
really good.
thinking a little.
And this was her other one, and she was talking about it, and I asked her because she said this was a Hero Forge, and of course they're 3D printed models, so they're not going to have a huge amount of texture on them.
Yeah, not the best detail all the
No.
time.
And stuff, and she was
I
looking.
know, right, Crimson? I was thinking the same thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, because looking at that blade, I'm gonna have to steal those colors for actual painting. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, this is a great reference for metal. So, anyways,
I think on this one, I think if she were to do some inks on this, it would make this model pop a billion times more.
Yeah, a little bit of ink washes. It's hard to tell without the regular mini for a reference because it looks like maybe the paint's a little too thick on it, but I think that's actually the model, not her paint.
Correct. I said because it's a Hero Forge model.
Yeah,
oh yeah, some of the details can be a little
fuzzy.
less than stellar depending on
Yeah,
on what you get.
I kind of want to get one just to sort of test it out, but instead I'm going to beat up Trolton Heston and steal one of his when I get a chance, or steal his so I can take a look at it.
Yeah.
I did paint one for a friend of mine, and it was the black plastic, which is supposed to be a higher quality.
Mhm.
But frankly, it was full of striations.
Yeah, it's
you
3D
know,
printed.
so it
But
isn't something that I would do for display. However, my friend loved it, and it was for his character for D&D.
And that's what she said is too. It looks
Yeah, you
like
don't
this
need-
is.
you don't need the best piece for your D&D model. You just want a piece that's appropriate. And that just makes all the
Exactly.
difference.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, she also sent us this one, which is the Crix Pirate Shreds. I can't remember their names.
Don't look at me.
Oh man, it's a new Crix unit.
Hold on.
Are you getting that? And she got commissioned to paint this, and the person said they wanted it painted just like the picture. That's the reason she got them in the background, and she's got it. You can see it's complete good copy of it.
Job's a good one.
Yeah, 100% looks like the metal. Looks like the picture.
Yeah, look at that shading on the one lady who's holding her arms out, and you look at her upper torso, and then down past her belly button.
The shard
you can see
shears.
there's this bit of shade.
Yeah,
It goes from light to dark, and she did that really well on that model.
Yeah, the belly on that one girl with her arms straight out and left and right pose is really good because you can tell the line down the center of the stomach and underneath the rib cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And your colors are totally on point.
Yeah, definitely got the background picture.
Oh, my picture's not there. That was a thumbs up.
Who's next? Oh, and we are done. Which
We're
actually
done.
was perfect timing because it's almost 8 o'clock.
Perfect timing.
Well, thanks everybody for sharing your models with us, and hopefully next month, or I don't know when we're doing this again, in a couple months,
I think twice a year to start would probably be good, and then we can see from there.
Months?
Yeah.
Or every quarter, something like that.
Unless people give us feedback and say that they want it more often, and
Yeah.
they feel like they can throw more things together, because I'm happy to talk about miniatures all day.
Yeah, and I'm also going to take all of these and post them on our Facebook page so everybody can see all these miniatures.
Keep our email address, More Than Dice a Podcast. There's a period between each little word. At gmail.com, and just keep sending your pictures and we'll save them up and either do little bits here or there or just save them up for a big cast once in a while.
Yep. Which is cool. All right, let's go to media section since it is 8 o'clock.
So before media section, I'm going to talk real quick. If you guys can't get enough about listening to me ramble on about stuff in general, next Saturday I will be on the Painting with Mouth John 12-hour extravaganza for charity. We're going to be talking about just all sorts of stuff for charity. We get a charity we want to push people towards. Check in there. We'll be doing it we'll do from 9 to 9 Gonzo time, which means 10 to 10 Eastern Standard Time.
9 to 9 Gonzo
no
time.
one cares about Eastern Standard Time.
Nope, it's all about Central.
Everyone on the East Coast does. I think we outnumber you.
Nope.
I have to pay attention to Alaska time now, too, for a hangout with a friend of mine.
So check me out on that. We'll be chatting about all sorts of stuff. There's going to be a little role-playing session in the middle of it at about 3 p.m. Central Time, I think, or 2 p.m. I don't remember.
Oh.
I'll share something on our page as it gets closer, maybe about Wednesday or so, with some details and all. But it'll be for a good cause. Come listen to me ramble about stuff some more.
What?
Yeah, I know.
All right, media section. I have a couple of things to talk about. Kathy, how many things you got to talk about?
I have a thing.
A thing?
I watched a thing. Uh-huh.
Are we going to do the Ready Player One? Or are we going to wait till you get done? Wait till you see it, Kathy.
I could watch it this week, unless you guys are desperate to talk about it. That's fine with me.
No, because I'm going to rant like whenever that comes on. So we'll hold off on that one.
I wish to verbally spar with you because I feel like I might like it. Because I haven't read the book, so I don't have anything to color my subconscious with as I watch it.
It'll be an interesting discussion to say the least. I won't spoil which way I'm leaning.
We will hold off on Ready Player One until next week. That way,
I will actually pay monies to watch this movie so that I can talk about it. So all you all better show up.
There you go. Better show up.
So, all right. So I only have a couple of things to talk about. John, you said what, 6?
Well, 6 things technically.
Okay. Well, give us one of them.
Well, okay. I watched season 6 through 11 of Red versus Blue.
Okay.
So it's a hell of a thing because it's about 2 hours each. So apparently I watched it on TV this week. I didn't realize. I'll be honest. One day I just turned it on and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch this while I'm eating. And then it turned off and I'm like, Beanie came home and I'm like, I was watching the season before and I just didn't turn it off and it just went to the next season. So I figured what the hell.
Well, right, that's what you do.
So I feel like I should have started a little bit earlier, but it just sort of came up with what was there. I was in the mood to watch Red versus Blue, and I really love what they did. I don't know, season 5-ish or so, when the story started becoming not just silliness all the time. They actually have a story going on. So I watched pretty much the majority of the what they call the Freelancer saga, which is like seasons. I mean, really, if you start at the beginning, which is they call the first couple seasons the Blood Gulch Chronicles, but that sort of lays the groundwork for the Freelancer saga, which handles up until season 10. And they wrap that up there, and there's some actual good feels. There's some legitimately good storytelling and sci-fi in there. But also a ton of absolutely silly stuff. So if you loved Red versus Blue for the early all silly all the time, you need to temper your expectations because it actually gets in there and has some great story stuff in there. Good enough that I'd watch a movie based on some of this stuff.
So it's just not jokes about.
No, it's not just jokes about like Griff getting hit in the balls, though that is a recurring joke through the whole thing.
Or Chupacabra.
I mean, it doesn't really look like a warthog.
Yeah. Which is still a classic.
It is a classic joke. And, I mean, honestly, I would say that, between the website and YouTube and Netflix, you could watch, like, a ton of it.
Yeah.
There's so much there. But I really enjoy it. I'll go with the Freelancer Saga because I'd seen this before. I was just rewatching it because it was on and it's very good. Towards the middle, there are some absolutely great animated fight scenes in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton. You can find them on YouTube if you want to look up, best Red versus Blue fight scenes. There's some stuff in there that's just legitimately cool sci-fi fight scenes. Super fun, and again, in the end, a little bit of feels there, which is impressive for a series like that. You wouldn't expect it. A couple different times you get some feels. So I cannot recommend it enough. I'm going to give it a way higher rating than I ever would have thought for something like Red versus Blue. I'm going to give it like half a Space Herpy because...
Wow.
You take something that silly and you add something that legitimately gets some feels and some great action scenes. What can you do? It's just good enjoyment. I generally...
Is it as good as Casablanca?
There's not as many dick jokes or people getting shot with rifles in Casablanca as there is in Red vs. Blue. It's sort of a different kind of good.
Fair enough. Yeah, not as many.
Yeah, and if people follow Rooster Teeth, you know that their chief animator passed from surgery complications. I think around the end of season 10, I think it was. So it sort of changed and went back to sort of using the Halo engine. That's sort of the idea. Somewhere in the middle there, season 5 or 6 or so, they had the engine, but they went and actually did some animated stuff in there. And let's see if I can figure out about when that is. But yeah, at a certain point, unfortunately, he passed, and they had to go to back to a different sort of style of animation using the engine and all. But still interesting. But I'll follow that in when I talk about season 11, which I just started and had just seen this time. But I'll talk about that in a couple minutes. Let you guys get some words in edgewise.
Kathy, what'd you watch?
So, I watched this show called Existence, which is a 1999 sci-fi horror thriller. Oh, and it's Canadian, so
And
of
it's
course
Canadian.
And it's Canadian.
this explains everything. I I liked it. I laughed. It was like horror, but it was weird. It was actually more bizarre than scary or sci-fi or anything. It was just bizarre. And it's about these two people, Jennifer Jason Leigh and Jude Law, and at the beginning, it's like this game designer who appears to be on the run from assassins, and the guy who ends up with Christopher Eccleston is at the beginning too, and he, you know, I won't spoil anything. He gets shot, and he tells this one guy to take the game designer away and save her, and so they're on the run from looking over their shoulder from some shady group, and this game that she designs is this weird biomechanical uh, contraption, and that's the kind of it's like the joystick. It's weird because it's got this bizarre kind of sexual thing about I mean, it's not overt, but there's this subconscious kind of thing where she's got this relationship with this sort of biomechanical pod, I think they called it, and you hook it into a port that gets installed in your lower spine, and the and every time they're like porting in with the cord, which looks like an umbilical cord, there's like this like you know and so it's amusing in that way, and but there are some graphic violence, but I watched it on network TV, so I need to go see it again, uncut, like, you know rent it somewhere, I guess, and watch the whole thing, because I'm pretty sure I missed all the swear words and all the movies, and I'm sure there was other graphic violence that was probably not safe for network TV.
Yeah.
So I'd like to watch it again. I was a little disappointed by the ending. It could have been better, but I'm for sure watching it again. So I'm gonna give it like 1.5 space for B. I know
Badian,
on
what was it called again?
IMDb they don't give it many. Existence, ending with a Z.
Okay.
It was made in 1999.
Never heard of it.
I
have.
hadn't either, but it was like there's this horror channel that I get on my network TV now, so they play all kinds of weird shit.
Let's see. I watched the last season of Glow on Netflix, which is the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which is based off of the original TV show. And it wasn't bad. Glow is not a bad TV show. Netflix is doing a good job on it. My only thing I'm kind of curious is, like, when is it going to end? Because, of course, that show got canceled. So I'm kind of curious if they're going to eventually just go, yeah, we're going to go, screw that the show got canceled. We're going to keep going with stuff. And I think that's what they're going with right now. It is pretty interesting. I liked it. 1.5, maybe 2 space herpes to go with it. Has a lot of good drama and stupid, silly stuff. The characters are fun to watch. I like the wrestling more than I like the actual character story stuff.
You liked watching them wrestle rather than watching them talk. I get it.
Yeah, and it's because it's funny. It's funny, stupid stuff. Like this one lady, this one wrestler, she wants to sell her brain so she could make her mannequin a real person, so she could marry it and love it. And then, like, the lady's like, this voodoo queen's like, I can do that, but you have to give me your brain in trade. And I'm like, what the hell? But I mean, it's stupid stuff. It's got some decent stuff to it. It's got some decent acting. Some of the side story stuff is just kind of You want to see more of the wrestling stuff. You want to see because that's what it's supposed to be about. And the bad acting because whenever they act on the wrestling show,
wrestling bad acting.
yeah, the wrestling bad
Yeah.
acting, and it's like it's like they're copying because they're good actors because when they're not doing the wrestling part, it's good acting. But when they do the wrestling show, they act really, really bad.
Like the cheesy 1980s, yeah.
Yeah, stuff, and it's just hilarious. If you like first season, you'll like second season, and so on and so forth. It's good. It's worth it. Like I said, it's 1.5, maybe 2 space herpes, but definitely worth it.
Cool.
John, what's yours?
My next one is season 11 of Red versus Blue. It's the start of a new. It's the start of a new story arc and trilogy. Plus, they started using.
I
guess,
have never heard of this. Or have
really?
I?
Real man.
I think you might have mentioned it like way early on when I first joined.
Yeah,
you were talking about it, maybe.
I do enjoy me some Red versus Blue. And this is cool.
Is like full circle a year later.
Yeah, no doubt. But so again, like I said, the gentleman's name I think was Monty Orr. He passed, and so they didn't have as many custom animated scenes. So some of the amazing fight scenes that were in previous seasons aren't present, but still very cool. They do a good job of adding new stuff and trying to have the characters evolve without taking them too far from their roots. And in this season, there's sort of underlying theme, and they're put out in like small episodes. So like, it's 2 hours and change long, but there's 19 episodes. If you figure out, they're only a couple minutes an episode, but they do a good job of actually having some of the characters, mostly blue team people. The red team people are more support, if you will, have a good arc and a good some good character development. So I really enjoy that. They have that continue. Interesting story, a little silly. I mean, really silly at points. In fact, it goes maybe a little bit back towards the absolute silly that it was prior, which is fine. I didn't quite enjoy it as much as Project Freelancer, but then again, if you look at the fact that I saw that whole, if you will, that whole story, I get to see that whole story in the space of like 5 days.
Yeah.
And here I've just seen the first third of another trilogy, so there is that. So I would probably give it about 1 space herpes. It is still amusing. I enjoy it. I'm going to continue watching. It's good. It's easy to watch and then stop, even though on Netflix it's in a season. It's all in one, 2 hour and 20-minute long video. It's easy to just stop, go away, and come back and watch. They have lots of breakpoints because it's based off of individual episodes. And I found that for some reason I have a problem watching hour-long episodes of things because my chunks don't come in those, minus commercials, 45 minutes or so. They come in smaller groups. Or longer groups. So this is really more my speed for stuff to watch at dinner. So, and
Sure.
Been enjoying it. I tried to rewatch Arrow, and didn't get very far before I was like, this takes too long. I might try because honestly, if I get to a point where there's new stuff, I'll be more engaged. Might try and watch it with some doing something at the same time, which I normally don't do. But very much enjoying it. Looking forward to see what's next. Definitely recommend to anyone who likes sci-fi stuff. Though again, like I said, this is not as absolutely good as say seasons 6 through 10 were, but it is still very amusing.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to look this up because I like sci-fi stuff.
There's a ton of it on YouTube. It is a little weird though because if you watch it, like if you find the stuff in order and you start watching it, some of the stuff is sort of apocryphal now. Like they've sort of revised it.
We get it, Congo. You like red.
Yes. It's okay. It's okay, Congo. You can like the red team. They're retards. I think the blue team's kind of retards too. That's sort of the point. They're all retards. In the best way.
Sad, my favorite.
Oh, Kathy, did you watch anything else?
So last night, I have some weird channels here because I don't have cable, so I rely on the network, the antenna. There's one channel that is sporadic, as in the signal sometimes is weak and vanishes completely, and I end up with no signal, and other times it's fine. And it seems like at 7 o'clock every night they are playing old school Doctor Who.
Oh, cool.
So I was able to watch a third Doctor, John Pertwee,
Oh shit.
and it was with Daleks, but it was with the credits for the fourth Doctor, so you could tell it was getting to the point where he's about to die.
Ah.
And it's about to transform.
You mean regenerate?
Right, to the fourth Doctor. Wait, say that in your geeky voice.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You mean regenerate?
And then last night there was an episode with Peter Davison on it, the fifth Doctor, and so that was fun.
He's not just a doctor. He's my doctor.
See, 4 is my Doctor. When I was 9, Pyramids of Mars came on. I remember it because that was the one with the mummies, and I was like, "Ooh, mummies! I like monsters. It's a horror movie. I'm gonna watch this." But it wasn't. But I was hooked. I was hooked from that time on. So last night, after Doctor Who was over and after I watched Existence, I turn it to MHZ Worldview, and at night they do detective shows. And I've talked about this before, but this one was a Swedish detective show, and I had never seen it. And it took me like halfway through the show to realize it was Swedish and not German. So I apologize to German and Swedish speaking people everywhere for confusing Swedish with German. I should have clued in when they were talking about this place called Gotland, because that just seems so much more Scandinavian. And then they were talking about so and so going up to Stockholm, which is a good clue. So that's when I kind of realized, this is a Swedish detective series, and but I had never seen it before, and of course I don't know what it is about the detective shows that are in other countries. I like to watch them. I like to see all the different cultural stuff. I like to listen to the language, even if I don't understand it. Thank goodness for subtitles.
Thank goodness.
But I don't even remember what it was called. So.
So, Gunn, you want to chuckle?
Like Detective in the Sea or something, because they're right near the Mere, which is the sea. So yeah. Oh, 10th Doctor, yeah. Oh, Christopher Eccleston was on Existence, which was right after I watched 5th Doctor. So crazy, right?
So, Gonzo, Facebook just finished the Dicehead Gallery.
Facebook is actually really, really far behind. I've noticed that.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with it, and we're getting a lot of lag from Facebook, which is okay. We just won't worry about the chat from Facebook. I'm sorry if you're watching on Facebook.
Sorry, people who comment on Facebook.
I'm not sorry. I'm actually keeping track of it.
Yeah. It's just been very, very, very laggy, which is okay.
You're the master, John.
Show enough?
Let's see. No, not show enough.
She said I'm the master. Show enough.
No, you're not show enough.
Here's my Converse?
Nope.
Wait, you have Converse?
Sounds like someone needs to watch The Last Dragon.
Someone needs to watch The Last Dragon.
Kathy, that is your thing.
What happened to the rest of the dragons?
you need to watch The Last Dragon.
Bruce Lee.
Is it gonna make me cry?
No! You just need to watch The Last Dragon.
It will not. I mean, it won't make you cry.
There's a serious crossover between The Last Dragon in my head with the fantasy stuff and The Last Dragon with Bruce Lee.
Yeah. You need to watch The Last Dragon. Just go watch it.
So whatever you're thinking it is, it's not exactly that.
No.
There are no dragons in this story.
No, yes there is. There is.
No, there's
The Last Dragon.
There's The Last Dragon.
I'm pretty sure there's no actual dragons.
He's an actual dragon.
Is he? Does he morph into a dragon at the end?
Just go watch it.
Oh my god, my mind went to that bit in Mortal Kombat Annihilation where
damn it, I can't
turns
find my
into
pen.
a dragon and it was... Blah! Sorry.
Okay, so Let's see.
Same.
I started 2 series this week and still working through them. One series I started was Sword Art Online 2,
Okay.
which is an anime. Which I watched the first one. I really liked. It was really cool. It's about people playing an MMO and stuff. So what goes on in the MMO and real life and stuff. And it was really good. Reminded me of the RPG Dream Park, which if you ever get a chance, pick up a copy of Dream Park. It's a RPG where you role play a character, role playing a character in a virtual reality game. So you actually have 2 character sheets: your character and then your human side. So, but this is a Sword Art Online. It actually leads off where Sword Art 1 was, so Sword Art 2. Instead of being a fantasy MMO, this one's a gun style MMO that they're in, where people kill each other with guns and it's gun combat and stuff. It's really good. If you like anime, you'll like this one. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. I'm only about halfway through, and everything seems to be good. I highly recommend it if you like anime. Of course, I always have to wait for dubbed versions because I can't watch subtitle shows.
That's
So
too bad, 'cause
I'm behind.
in most cases, the subtitle is superior version.
It is like that, but I do too much stuff when I watch TV, so I can't
Gotcha.
watch subtitled.
This is
Sure.
the problem I have. I'm very familiar with the whole subtitles. You actually have to look at the screen and not doing something else.
Correct.
Like painting, for instance.
Funny thing, I actually subtitle every movie I watch.
No, no.
I prefer subtitles, but yeah, it is difficult if you are wanting to do something else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it does help with sometimes there's lines you can't quite make out, and then it's on the screen, you know what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I have to ask Gonzo, have you seen Cowboy Bebop?
It's my favorite anime of all time.
Good, 'cause it's also the best one, the only one that's superior in subtitled or in dubbed form than subbed.
Yes.
Huh.
One of my favorite animes of all time. I own tons of Cowboy Bebop stuff. Tons
soundtracks.
and tons. Like, I own The Perfect Session. I have Spike Spiegel. I've got a wall scroll. Yeah, I'm a huge nerd when it comes to that.
So here's hoping that we're still together when they finally get. I have that exact model, by the way, Gonzo.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Here's hoping that we're still going together when they finally get the live-action Cowboy Bebop movie off the ground, so Gonzo can review it and have flames around his
What?
head.
So like a year from now? 2 years from now?
I know
We
they're
don't
working
know.
on it.
They've been working on it for a year or so.
I'll be honest, I was worried. Originally, they were going to cast Keanu Reeves as Spike Spiegel. I'm like, he can't do that. Then I saw John Wick and said,
Oh,
bring it
no
on.
one should be casting him in anything. Just like Tom Cruise. Neither of
Oh,
them, ever.
No, they're both great.
I disagree.
You don't have to like them. It's okay. But they're both great.
Although, I really enjoyed Oblivion despite Tom Cruise.
I need to see Oblivion. I haven't seen it.
I really liked that one. Watch it and tell me what you think. I'll be interested.
I will put it on my list. We will see. I like you. I try to see things free if possible, though I will pay occasionally.
John, what is your next one? Because I have one more.
Oh, you've one more go. I didn't see anything. I mean, come on, man. I watched 6 seasons of Red versus Blue and Ready Player One.
Okay.
What kind of time do you think I got during the week?
Oh, enough.
Apparently a lot.
Pretty much I didn't play any games this week.
I watched the start of a new series on Netflix because I saw it on there and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And it's called Insatiable. And it is a story about an attorney saving a fat girl from going and getting charges filed against her and makes her into a beauty queen. I know, you're like, what the hell? It's weird. The show is funny as hell. Because they do a lot of inner monologue while it's going on. Because there's one point where the person's like, yeah, I need to go be doing this. Wait a minute. Swishes her mouth out with, mouthwash, spits it out. Okay, now I can start talking again. Certain things like that. It's got really stupid, funny lines. There was a show, and it reminds me, because me and the other half were talking about it. I don't know if anyone remembers GCB. GCB was a show on TV, and it got kicked off the air because a lot of Christians hated it because it actually kind of portrayed some of the way Christians act. But it was called GCB for Good Christian Bitches. And it had Christina Chenoweth, which I love. She's amazing. And it's pretty much the horrible side of high society and the horrible comedic side of high society. They say and do a lot of stupid, funny stuff, and a lot of good slapstick comedy in there also. I'm really enjoying it. It's stupid funny, so don't go in there thinking you're gonna see, awesome, academic or academy style acting. It's gotten a lot of bad reviews, but I think it's because people don't understand what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be slap in your face comedy and throwing up all the beauty queen stupid stuff in your face.
And it's good to know with some things, it is possible for people to just not get something.
Yes.
There's a lot of movies like that out there. We'll talk about one in a week or two.
Yes. But it's funny. I'm only about 6 or 7 episodes in, and some of the lines in there, you're like, holy shit, did they just really? Because they have a nickname for this one guy, and it's constantly they change his nickname. His name's like Brad something or other, and they're like, oh, it's Brad Buttface or Brad Bukaki, and it's just like different names they give him constantly, and it's like inner monologuing his, nicknames and then saying them out loud to each other, and it's the way it's done is pretty damn funny, and they bust each other all the time. So definitely, I recommend it. I haven't seen the entire season, but I guess I'm about 6 or 7 in, and if you wanted just some stupid comedy, go watch it. Is that it? Are we done?
That we're done.
There's like 2 minutes to go, if you want to just talk slow about something.
Actually, I do want to tell everybody, make sure that everybody, like I said, if you want to support us on Twitch, we're more than happy. We're more than grateful for y'all to do that for us. But we really want to push y'all. We like y'all going to Patreon and seeing that, because you get more rewards out of that. Unless you just really like all the little, bells and whistles of Twitch, that's perfectly fine.
Or you just want to do both things. I mean,
yep.
Some people like that too.
Yeah. And you can do both. There's not a problem with that. Make sure to check out our Facebook page. Monday, everything that we had private.
I totally read that is more singeing. Next cast, Xander.
Yeah, more singing.
More singing. Xander, I had to look up something, and we were going to do that on a pre-ramble next week, because I found out that if I sing this and I play this song, Facebook will do a copyright and YouTube will do a copyright infringement on us.
But doesn't Twitch do that too? Don't they cut out the?
They mute us so no one would ever hear it.
Yeah, they mute us for not the live portion, for the recorded portion.
Yes.
They don't do it live.
So
I see. So you have to catch it live.
Correct.
Yes.
So Xander, next pre-ramble, since we're not going to be streaming it anywhere,
unless you're not on.
Unless
if you're
you're
not on, we'll save it till the next time you were on.
Correct.
Here's why I went sans music when I did the Will Smith rap. Yeah, you heard it, people who weren't there when I first started here. I sang Wild Wild West.
You're talking about the Wild Wild West.
Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West.
Wiki wow.
We'll do that. Xander, I will do it on pre-ramble, I promise you, next time. I don't want to get us any copyright strikes for us, because that's actually a bad thing.
If there's anything you want to hear us talk about, whether it be, in a separate cast, in our main cast, in a preamble, whatever, hit us up on Facebook, email us, find us on Twitter, wherever you want to find us and let us know. We'll be happy to cover it. We always... I'm happy to research whatever if you guys want to hear about it.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. So, Xander, I will do 2 to make up for what we didn't do today on the pre-ramble next week.
There's going to be a full stretch of time that's muted on the pre-ramble when people decide to watch it after the fact.
Yep. So just get ready. Let's see. So, Xander, send me either Facebook or here of the second song you want me to sing for you. Or rap, whichever one you want. Like I said, check out our Patreon, check on Facebook. Monday, all the stuff that we held private is being released to the public, so everybody can see it, listen to it, watch it. And then also on Tuesday, John's first battle report goes live.
Monday, I will be doing my Twitch painting with Kathy from 10 to noon. 10 to at least noon. Occasionally, I go over. You know how it is when you're painting.
Yep.
That means you guys get 19 episodes of minis and movies.
Yes, you're gonna have your stream is gonna be flooded in the morning, guys. Also, John put up a bunch of emotes. It's one of our emotes that you can use when we go do a raid for somebody. Spam that emote. Show them who sent you. And when we raid somebody, make sure you go over there and say hi. That helps them out.
Follow them if you're interested in what they're doing. Help them out if you're interested.
Congo, we're definitely going to do another gallery at some point. I have a lot of fun talking about the models, especially with the people who have painted them.
Yep.
So I would love to do another gallery sooner than 6 months from now.
Yeah.
And it is kind of, it was kind of short term. We sort of threw it out there pretty quick, so I know you guys didn't have a lot of time to react, but
we'll probably do it like every 6 months. How about that? Does that sound good?
6 months. I think 6 months
I feel
maybe.
like 6 months is far, far away, especially for people as prolific as the people that.
How about we shoot for 3 times a year? Shoot for 3 times a year.
3 times a year.
Doing it at about a third, at about the 2/3 mark. We'll do one, say, right after the first of the year, or something like that.
But you know what? If the listeners demand more, then I'm certainly happy to oblige.
To be more, they get more. That's what it is.
We do everything for y'all.
Help us, help you.
Yep. And like I said, also the poll did end about what they would like to see more of in RPGs. And people have said they want to see more RPGs on here. And they also want to do more RPG reviews, which we will be doing a lot shortly. John and I will be doing a review of Genesis pretty soon. I have to finish reading it.
I have to read some more of it. I skimmed a bit.
Yeah, we want to do good in depth. I'm going to be doing, which we may have Jackie on for that.
Yeah, we're going to try and do some of these as separate casts.
Yes.
Because, I mean, Kathy can listen to us talk whenever, so she can put up the cast, but we want to get stuff on there. If we're talking role-playing stuff with Kathy, we want something she can participate in.
Yeah.
And buying a lot of copies of the book is not really a good idea unless she's really interested in it.
Yeah.
But, we're going to look at Kickstarters that have that are role-playing games, so if you guys see one, let us know about it. We're going to try and do some stuff like maybe just back them for a PDF copy, and then we can read it and we can do a review like that. Stuff like that.
Yeah. What else are we going to do? We got a lot of stuff coming. In 2 weeks, we're going to have our Broken Egg episode where we're going to show everything. And pay attention to Monday of next week. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. We're going to have something up for sale for y'all. Some people have asked about it, and I've got it made and ready. Just going to hit the button and go.
Is that tomorrow or a week from tomorrow?
No, a week.
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah. Not this Monday, the Monday after, sorry. We're going to have something up that some people have asked for from us, and I've got it set up. Just got to hit the go button, and y'all can purchase some things from us.
Did we already say who sponsors the media segment?
Oh, well, they sponsor all the segments now.
Okay.
Everybody sponsors everything now.
So,
we want to thank
Craft Studios. That's Arky Dan. He's super cool. Mechanica Studios. And Broken Egg Games.
Yes.
I remember them all. I'm good.
You will see more from them coming up, guys. They are offering some really cool stuff for y'all. For being awesome listeners and for sponsoring the podcast. Variety show.
Variety show indeed.
Yes. So with that, guys, stick around at the end because I will be sending y'all off to Hannah Hannaby as she supports us a lot. So we're going to support her with a raid. With that, for More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm Kathy.
John.
Good night.
You know, Gonzo, you put all the pressure on them now. That they have to have a good night.
Oh, of course.
They
If
can't just
not-
have an okay night. It's got to be good.
That's my elevator music outro there. Did you like that?
That was good. I like that.
It's kind of like Sims, you know, that old game. Crazy bossa nova music.
Crazy bossa nova music.
I like to blame it on the bossa nova.
I like to blame it on the rain.
Oh,
It's falling.
fair enough.
You didn't say it right. You gotta blame it on the rain.